A, okay. B, aggressive.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
Ready? Okay. P-O-U-R-C-H-O-I-C-E-S. Poor choices.
Poor choices.
I can spell. I'm so sorry for those that just heard that.
Aggressive. B. All right, listen, we're all on board. It's fine.
I always wanted to be a cheerleader and obviously never got there, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. We never had a sports team, so
I had a blast being on the dance, and even though our cheerleading, the cheerleading squad that I made it on, we didn't make it on the main one because they weren't auditioning. But the one we had a cheerleading squad for our wrestling team in high school. We were called the Sunspots, and everybody made fun of us, but the guys loved us. We all got like assigned a wrestler.
Of course, the guys loved you guys.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we didn't do like the football cheerleaders do with the jumping around, all that stuff. But we went to every wrestling match, and like it was kind of cute because it was our way. You know, it was nice to see the wrestlers get some support. The high school really wasn't big on that, so like nobody knew we even had a wrestling team. So it was kind of fun. And then we all got assigned a wrestler, and so we would decorate their lockers and bring them like
so cute.
Wrestle, yay!
I love that. I love that.
It's
so very high school. I didn't have a typical high school experience because it was mostly females. So I'm a little jealous, but you know,
she's big jelly.
I'm big jelly. But we have I feel like I have like overflow from last week. Blah, blah, blah.
I feel like we do. I don't think we got through everything for sure. Also,
no, we did
this new dark mode on
I was just like so tired. Yeah, I'm loving dark mode. It's been great. Thank you, StreamYards, for finally giving us dark mode. Oh, I just realized my room is like lit up with white light. I don't like that. I don't.
Damn, I like a good lights.
I like a good
lights everywhere.
Ambient. Make it a little darker. Like
I'm
there.
trying to figure out if when we get a house and we move into a house, if I am going to be able to get away with putting like red light therapy light bulbs everywhere, or if that's gonna look ridiculous.
You can get those Hue light bulbs, like the Philips Hue light bulbs. They're expensive, but then you can just change them whatever color you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if you can use them for therapy.
Well, just red light. I think red lights in general are technically red light therapy lights, but I could be wrong. Either way, this is a lot. This overhead, I hate overhead lights anyway. I would rather turn on
good for streaming
lights underneath our you can kind of see it on that cabinet right there. So I always turn those on. Like I hate this overhead light being on.
Well, one day, I believe it will happen. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff, mostly articles and tweets. You guys know the drill. But before we begin, we have to always start with the Cajun Corey dad joke. I didn't read this, so $5. Thank you so much. Corey says, when your girlfriend comes home in a white suit, covered in bee stings and smelling like honey, you know she's a keeper. That's actually cute. I like that one.
Beekeeper. That's funny. That's cute.
And Nick the Greek for $4.99. Women are proud of what? Oh, did they finally make me that sandwich? In that case, I guess better late than never, but do better.
You need
it's not
to
always
do
about you, Nick. It's not always about you. No, the title is inspired by one of the articles, and well, we'll get there. I want the full impact of the article for you.
Listen, and here's something. I made Duke a sandwich for lunch last night. He was like, I'll just take a sandwich for lunch. And I was like, okay, say less, fam. And I made him a turkey, bacon, avocado sandwich with some everything bagel seasoning on the avocado mayo. And it was delicious. And I didn't even eat it. And I know it was delicious. It smelled amazing.
Good.
I was like, man.
Everything bagel seasoning sounds delish.
Meanwhile, I've been just eating crumbs. It's fine. I'm just kidding.
Yay, diets.
Right? Yeah. Here, honey, eat whatever you want.
Yep,
I say that as
I
I'm drinking
understand
wine,
that.
but it's fine.
Psychotic Mongoose member for 9 months says, I wonder how many of these I gifted myself.
At least
At least
5.
one. At least one. We know we were here for that one. I mean, I don't remember. You have a better brain than I do, so you do. You remember things. So
I've been taking my lion's manes, so I don't know if it's helping.
oh, you know what? That's why my
Still
brain
hollow.
sucks.
It's still hollow in here. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of echoing into my head. All right, I'm taking my lion's mane, so hopefully my brain works better.
I've also been taking ashwagandha and magnesium, which helps with like your mood, cortisol levels, and things like that. So I was having a depression for a while, and that seems to be helping. I don't know if and the chat has noticed, but I still rage at the game. Okay, that's never going to go away, but I'm happier about it.
Tugs watching a game and raging. Who are you?
I'm shocked.
Who are you?
Who am
I? We got Highlander for $5. Hi, Highlander. Once dated a girl with a lazy eye, but had to break up with her because she was seeing a guy on the side.
Oh my lord.
Think you're so funny, don't you, Highlander? You think you're so... I mean, Tugs is like dying over there.
It's not okay. That'll get you banned for the ists and the phobes.
Cajun Corey for 5 says, just got hospitalized due to a peekaboo accident. They put me in the ICU. Okay, I like that one. That's a good one. Thank you so much, Cajun Corey. Tugs, on the other hand, is like, hey. Oh gosh. And GJJ has been a member for 10 months. Thank you so much, GJJ. Cheers. And Saw has been a member for 8 months and says, hi, Extra Girl and Tugs, you're not fat and not a 5. Thank you. You and John are fans of like saying that.
I'm a 4 though, so haha.
Oh. All right.
You're right, I'm not a 5. I agree. I'm a 4.5 on a good day.
So I want you genuine reaction as soon as I say this. Read it out loud and tell me what you think.
Am I gonna be able to read? Am I gonna be able to see it? Am I allowed to say that word on YouTube? I'm doing it. I'm a proud slut, and I want you to be one too. Yeah. Okay.
I've been waiting on this article for so long to share with you.
The irony, of course, is that her photo, at least from the top up, is not very slutty. So the news article,
I mean, were like, her right boobie is kind of almost coming out. Possibly.
Fair. There have been sluttier photos demonetized. I know.
Demonetizable photos. This is, YouTube friendly.
Yay. The journalist was like, yeah, I'll write this article for you, but you got to put some clothes on for the picture.
Yeah. I think this title is just a bit much, but hey, if you're proud, good for you. Good for you.
It caught our attention, so it worked.
Yeah. Do you not worry what people will say about you? I think most people do. Everyone cares about being judged in some way or manner.
Oh, no.
That's very true.
Oh, no.
I put you in that situation, so I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm here for it. Whatever. Clip
All
that.
right.
It's John. Mongoose is on it. Don't you worry.
Mongoose is always on that. As someone who isn't afraid to talk openly about enjoying casual sex, I've been asked this question a lot. In fact, as recently as last month, sometimes the phrase is accompanied by a snarky tone, other times a look of genuine concern. However, the words are delivered, it's easy to read between the lines and figure out the real question, which is occasionally asked outright. Do you not worry what people will think of you? Will think like you're a slut?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I would say that. I would worry about that. I don't know, Tugs, would you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This has been something age old, the virginity of a woman is very precious in a lot of situations, you know? Uh, In a lot of ways, if you don't have that, you're not marriage material or marriageable for your parents to arrange a marriage. Sorry, we can't switch you for a goat with the neighbor next door.
I mean, you might be able to if you're in Ohio, but
Or Alabama? I don't know. I'm just throwing out random
that
states.
was
I
that
know
was an
Jeremy's from
inappropriate joke.
Alabama.
Oh, listen.
Do,
Who knows the
do you
Albanians are doing
still,
over there? Alabamians.
hi, Kara. Hi. Yeah, in Alabama, do you switch a goat for your wife? I don't know.
No, but you just switch one for you know what? I'm not gonna get us banned. It's fine.
Never mind.
You
But
understood the Ohio joke. You understood the Ohio joke. I'm not gonna elaborate.
Ahaya. I don't know. But anyways, let's continue on. Let's see what's her name? Rachel Almara Abgarian.
Jeepers creepers.
Talking to Rachel Adams. Okay. If you asked me this 10 years ago, I'd probably have said yes. Okay. But today I'm a proud slut and I want you to be too. When I was young, I noticed that the world thinks a woman needs to act a certain way to be seen as worthy of love or attention. I too believe this lie for years. I don't think it's necessarily a lie. I think it's just cultured. It's part of what we all grew up in, learned from parents and parents before that. It's just not necessarily a bad thing, but I can see how maybe a person could think that if they wanted to be liberated of all the constraints of normalcy, that this could be seen as a lie. And she says, thought my sexual habits determined my value. Women have been judged for their sexual choices since the dawn of time, ever since Eve, allegedly, gave into desire and bit into the apple.
It was
But
not
the apple
sexual.
wasn't sex.
What?
Right? Why are we confusing the two?
What does that have to do with anything? I mean, I guess maybe desire is where she was going with that. I don't even know if it's desire giving in the apple. It was more of just like, yeah, all right, that looks tasty. I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy Jesus, take the wheel. Apparently, apples are sexual now.
I would say, though, the apple in the Garden of Eden is more consequential than the choice of being a slut.
That's very fair. That's the reason we have periods. Fun fact.
The apple?
It's also the reason why we're all doomed to work. Hard labor, rather. Hard labor, not work, but like hard labor.
Huh. Wait, but
and Adam got punished too.
Oh, yeah. For not stopping her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get control over your woman. No.
Yeah. I mean,
he took a bite too. Like, instead of being like, what is wrong with you? And putting her in check, he was like, okay, I'll take a bite too. And anyway.
So we've come a long way since then. 2,000 years or so, probably, at least. But there's still a lot of work to be done, and the figures support this. Which figures? Oh, here. This figures. I just had to slow down my roll a little bit.
You sound like me watching the debate last night. What are you talking about? Oh.
Grabther, this is very right. 100% of men would eat fruit that a naked woman offered them.
That's fair, but here's a counterpoint. We didn't know we were naked at the time. We didn't know what naked versus not. Also, the reason that we are self-conscious about our bodies as far as being naked and being aware that you're naked. Listen, the fall of Eden is a whole big rabbit hole. We don't have time to go into it, but it's the reason why now it's like we have to wear clothes, and whereas before it wasn't, nobody thought of anything that way.
To be honest, I wear clothes because I'm cold. Right?
Yeah.
And there's uses to it besides, being, what's the word for it? Cultured from society.
Mm-hmm.
So, what other things would we have eaten? Nightmare. I don't want to know. So a 2021 study on slut shaming found that 14% of its participants aged 12 to 18 had suffered from slut shaming at least once. Hey, when you're like 12 to 18 and maybe even like under 22, you can get slut shamed for just talking to a guy another girl likes. Okay? It's not just from sexual activity. People are so mean at that age. I don't know. Have you ever had that happen? You're such a slut for talking to him. Huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially in high school.
Yep. So, I mean, I'm surprised it's that low at this rate.
Also, but here I have a little more concern. That didn't start for me until I was in high school. And like middle school and that wasn't really a thing in middle school. It was mostly mean girls, at least where I was at. Mean girl stuff, because we're all going through hormones. We don't know what's going on in our lives. And we can sense the competition starting because we are going through hormones. And then high school is really where it gets bad. But why is this study starting at 12? Why are you shaming 12-year-olds? What are the 12-year-olds
kids are having
doing?
sex at such a young age? Do you remember, like, there's a girl that had a kid as young as, I think, 9 or 10? And then there's like a boy dad around like 9 or 10 around there too. So it's actually insane. How they're, finding out about this and doing it, I don't understand.
High school girls are the meanest.
But
let me tell you all something.
It gets worse when you're an adult.
It's not any better. I would argue that it gets worse. Yep.
Yeah, it gets even snarkier without the daily interaction.
The biggest lie we tell our daughters is, don't worry,
better after high
you'll grow out of it. It'll get better after high school, blah, blah, blah. No, women that act like that, if they're acting like that in high school, they're going to act like that at the 30-year reunion. I'm just throwing it out there. They don't change. They're on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
So other research puts this figure much higher. See, now this is where I'd say it's probably more normal, as high as 50% of girls experiencing slut shaming versus 20% of boys being shamed for their sexual behavior. There's also a big difference. A lot of guys praise that. Oh my God, you go, like, you got that, you got it in. I don't know how it started, but it just did. Okay.
Yeah.
There's not as many men that get slut shamed. Don't know why. Don't know why. So, while I don't remember the exact first time someone called me a slut, I have plenty of painful memories from when I was a teenager to adulthood. The worst instances are actually when someone implied I should know better or tried to shame me into submission rather than outright saying the word. For instance, the time I was dating a man who suggested that because I had a high number of sexual partners, I would struggle to find a husband, which at the time was gut-wrenching to hear. There are men who care about your number. There are women who care about your number. I don't think that you should necessarily like feel bad that people have a preference. If having this number, a high number, makes you proud, you wouldn't have said that there was shame around it.
And also, she contradicts herself in general, just in that last sentence. I was dating a man, which kudos to him, I guess, who suggested that because I had a high number of sexual predators, I would struggle to find a husband, which at the time was gut-wrenching to hear. So she knows it. It's an instinct. That's why it's gut-wrenching to hear. She immediately was like, oh no. You know what I mean? And that's our little warning bells going, this is not right. Ding, 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 ding. And sometimes we take a little tiny hammer and we smash those warning bells and they break. And it takes them a little bit of time to come back up. And in that time, you do some terrible crap that you regret.
So, let's see. Or when an ex told me I had no business discussing past sexual experiences in social settings because it wasn't ladylike. Again, that's probably something you two should have maybe talked about. And that's just, he doesn't like your personality.
I mean, I also agree with him in a way. Like if you're around your girlfriends, and you're talking about your experiences and oh my god, this guy, blah blah. Okay, that's one thing. But if you're out at a party and it's mixed company and you're like, anyway, so in high school or whatever, I dated like 12 men and they do not know what they're doing, and I had to teach every single one of them and blah blah blah. Like you or
That's kind
whatever.
of awkward. Or like you talk about
Yeah.
a great experience you had, like
Mhm.
say a one night stand. Oh my God, when I went to, I'm trying to think of random
Yeah.
country insert there. And that was like the best, sex of my life. It's like
Yeah.
your boyfriend's right
When
there. You're
when I
just
say 50 shades of gray, I mean 50 shades of gray. You know what I mean, ladies? I'm like, your man that you're dating right now is like, I don't even like whips. What is she talking about? You know what I mean? Oh my god.
Yep. So, uh, again, this second one, I think that's between you two, your ex and yourself, and if he has a problem with that, then he has every right to have a problem with that, as you have a problem with his problem with that. Obviously,
Mhm,
he's an ex for a
mhm.
reason. So, friends have judged me too, such as a former pal who assumed I would shag anything that moves because I liked casual sex. If you like casual sex, who is your next mark? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right? Like it kind of feels that way. If you enjoy it and don't mind and don't care who it's from, is she not correct in that to have
Yeah.
that judgment? What is she supposed to do? Praise you every time you come home?
A shag anything that moves just because I like casual sex. Yeah, I mean, that tells me, and I don't know if she goes into this in this article, but that tells me that she does have a pretty high number. Like, it's a number that you're like, "Dang, you will," and we say this to men too. Men who have the higher numbers, you're like, "Oh, he'll screw anything that moves." You know what I mean? It's no different. You want it equality, we're gonna get judged like it too, buddy.
Mhm.
Buddy, old pal. Pal, old buddy.
Yep.
Take old
Uh,
beans.
or the one who introduced me as her horny friend with sex stories as if it was all I am. But is that not an explanatory word of who you are?
It's not all you
Why?
are, but, I mean, it might be
What
all you are.
just give
It's
your
considering you're
resume?
writing an article. She's writing an article about it, but that's not all I am. Well, I'm writing an article about it, so clearly
And
it's
that's
a
one of
big
the
part.
things. It's like, okay, this is my friend who's a brunette. Is that all you are? No. Maybe your friend literally thought that that was a fun part of you and just wanted to express it. Like, this girl has crazy stories. You're going to love it.
Mhm, mhm.
So, again, there is shame associated with this, and she put it on that. Her friend didn't mean it as a dig. She took it as a dig.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
assumingly, I don't know her friend, but
So, yeah, I mean, who knows what the context was or the tone. We women talk about tone, it's a thing. Um, but either way, I can't.
so there we go. Here we go. As a result, I slut shamed myself. Who would have thunk?
Oh, no. Who would
Oh
have
my God.
thunk? Who would have thunk it? Who would have thought it? Thought it?
Andrew, that is really funny, but I'm not putting that up on the screen.
Oh my god, Andrew. What is going on? Is he wrong? No.
Oh God. Outwardly, I confront my bullies and told them where to stick their outdated opinions. And in my head, I was worried that they were right. She's
That's because
furthering
you
my point.
know that they're right. At the deep down, you know that they're right to a certain extent, okay? You know,
That's why you feel bad about it,
that's why you feel bad. Yeah.
right? It's almost the same thing as all the stuff that happens in Hollywood. You know, the fact that you have to yell at people like take my pronouns or whatever, and you should have pronouns, blah 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 pronouns. Is the same thing with the sluts, and it's okay to be proud to be a slut
Yeah.
because you
CJ
need
says,
other
look at
people to affirm your feelings,
mhm.
and having
Yep.
people say all the things that we had previously mentioned hurts you because you are ashamed of it. So, what is this here?
CJ says, listen, look at her. Talk about her looks. Her sex life isn't as big as she pretends it is. No man wants to date a quarterback. She's a little bit bigger. I wholeheartedly disagree with you. Her dating life may not be as big as she pretends it is, but I can't tell you how many of my overweight to borderline obese women that I've been friends and off and on and like I've known throughout my life that have had higher body counts than the hot, modelly looking ones did because they're desperate. Because they will literally sleep with anyone. If they like casual sex, they're using it as a coping mechanism because they don't like something else about their body, at least in my experience. But they have, I wholeheartedly disagree with you. The body count on the number of fatter friends that I've had over the years was way higher than any of the hot chippies I used to hang out with.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Really?
way higher.
Yeah,
Way
you know what?
higher.
There's a vicious cycle. It's the same thing with like the eating cycle. If you don't address why you're eating a lot, same thing with sex. It is
Yeah.
as if you're getting that dopamine hit while you're having the sex
Yeah.
and you crave it constantly and you don't care where it comes from.
Mhm.
This is me just extrapolating all
Yep.
this.
Well, and it's like it's their
And it
way
makes
of
sense.
feeling it's their way of feeling better about your body, right? When you're feeling awful about your body and somebody compliments you, you like hold on to that, right? I mean, at least I do. I don't know if in
Mhm.
your experience you ever had, you're like feeling really crappy about yourself for whatever reason, and somebody compliments you. It's like, oh my God, I love your dress, or you look really pretty, or whatever. And you're like, and in that moment, you're desperately holding on to it. It's the same thing. But in this case, in their case, it's the sex. Oh my gosh, he was willing to do that with me. Oh, thank God. And that's the hit.
He
That's
like
the
loves me
Mhm.
essentially for who I am,
Yep.
but he just wanted to dip
Yeah.
himself in and then get
Yeah.
out. I don't know.
Yeah. Now the
So,
caliber of men, I don't know. That varied in the women I used to know. That would vary between like some serious douche nozzles. You were borderline calling the police, like, can you follow them to the house? Like those kind of guys to actually really attractive men. And that may be a bucket list thing. I don't know. I don't know. But that range, depending on the girl, like she's really pretty in the face. I think she's pretty in the face. So that probably affects the kind of man, instead of a 2, maybe she pulls a 5 or a 6 kinda guy, that kinda thing. I don't know how that works, but yeah, a lot of the
yeah,
overweight, higher
girlies.
weighted women, yeah.
Yeah, do that. All right. So outwardly, I confronted my bullies and told them where to stick their outdated opinions. But in my head, I was worried they were right. Worried I'd die sad, unloved, and alone just because I dared to like sex. Listen, almost everyone likes sex. I'd say 99% of the world likes sex. You're not the
Mhm,
only one, okay? It's
mhm.
not that rare. It's a harrowing feeling, and I imagine many women feel the same or worse, that they deny themselves pleasure because it's better than suffering the consequences of openly enjoying their body. Now, she is actually equating being like waiting as consequences.
Caring for the
I think that's
Oh,
strange
I see. Yeah, that's kinda
to
weird.
call it that. Because I think that she actually associates not having sex with consequences for herself, which is why she puts it on other people. Um, Yet again, going back to the whole "I need sex to feel good about my life" sort of thing.
Mhm. And
And
it's not just the chunkies that do it, you guys. It's the women do it in general because we're all
men
messed
do
up
it
in
as
the head.
well.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
not alone in that. One friend tells me her boyfriend would even call her a slut, but he considered this cute banter when really it wasn't. But did the friend like it? I think between them two, if they're fine,
Mhm.
that's between them. Why are we putting your opinions on another person's relationship? I don't think
Yeah,
that's
you
fair.
judger.
Yeah. 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 Well, I mean, it, I mean, we're judging her right now, in a sense, but I'm taking everything she says at face value and putting my opinion on that. And hey, like I said, go have sex with as many people as you want, as long as it makes you happy, but make sure it actually makes you happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel it. I don't think she does. Uh, The shift in my own thinking happened in my late 20s. Much of it had to do with age and experience and realizing I no longer cared about what others said. Now, I'm going to go all red pill on this line here.
Typical about the late 20s, most of us women do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Especially if you're
mean,
still alone.
yeah, it's coping. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And I was fed up with people expecting me to apologize for my sex life. I don't think anyone expected you to apologize. I think you felt you kind of needed to apologize.
Nick has nailed this. Put this on a t-shirt. She's used to sex and not love. Not the same thing. So when a real relationship accuses arrives, I don't know what that. Well, maybe we fix that before we put it on a t-shirt. She won't know what to do. Facts.
I think arrives. Yeah. When she gets into a real relationship, she doesn't know how to treat herself with as much respect. Because if all the guy wants is to have sex and she's wanting a relationship, that's not coming across.
Yeah.
And as
Yeah.
I think women like consistent sex too, as much as any man would. So if you have the
Yeah.
feelings involved, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
sleep with the person
Uh,
that likes you too. Jeez.
Yep. So while men had the freedom to do whatever the hell they wanted, not always, okay? Not always. I gotta say, I respect a man who respects a woman and does the whole waiting game thing too. It's not just, it's not just women. My friendship group played a big part as well. I started hanging out with women and men who were unashamedly sexual and refused to bow to society's musty ideals and who lift me up. We use the word amongst ourselves cheerily, greeting each other as slag or slut. So other people can't call you slut unless it's in a positive manner.
That's on here.
Interesting. And author and journalist Beth Ashley has done extensive research into this, even writing a book on the topic, aptly titled Sluts. When I was at school, there used to be a slut list in chats all the time, she told me. Did you have that in school?
I don't know. I'm sure there was something, but I also was in school in like 2002 and smartphones were like barely a thing at the time. So maybe a notebook. But yeah, I've heard, I don't know if we had one. I honestly have no idea, but I have heard in general that high school boys would keep a list of the girls that would give it up. Like they knew.
Look, kids
Especially the
talk.
football team. Especially the
Kids talk.
football team.
If
Football
they
team had a
know it's
whole
easy, they're going to
roster.
go for it. They're going to go for
They had a
it.
whole roster. So when somebody new came in, the guys would be like, "Oh, hey, you looking for some action? Like Stacy over there, she's got it going on," kind of thing. Like they
Oh,
had a whole
God.
list.
I like
I'm
that
just
song,
saying.
though.
So I
Stacy
don't
is
know.
mom
The
is
football
gone.
team for sure, I know had a roster. Whether they wrote it down or not, I don't know, but they had a roster for sure. They knew which
Yeah.
girls would give it up to them.
So I myself have been called a slut by teachers, relatives, friends, and even boyfriends. Now people are reclaiming the word, similar to how queer has been taken back and flipped into an empowering term for some people in the LGBTQ plus community. Every day I see more confident, slutty women appearing on TV and the word being used on social media in a positive context. Or as in the case of the new version of Mean Girls, being removed altogether, with Tina Fey rephrasing the phrase fugly slut to fugly cow.
Oh my
I don't watch
God.
it, so I have no idea.
The original Mean Girls, that fugly slut phrase was such an iconic moment. You're like, oh
It's
my
kind of funny.
God, she just called herself that a fugly slut. You're like, dang.
Yeah. This is a good question. Are sluts more likely to be taken advantage of? I argue yes. Yeah, if people know that you are the town garden
Yep.
tool, the guys are going to come up to you flocking.
Oh, heck yeah.
You
They
know?
want an easy kill. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it's like, if you know at work the one coworker always brings in good food, you can go with that food. The person that has food, then take some of their food if they always share. It's the same thing with the garden tool.
And Frog has got a point. If you advertise something for sale, people are going to steal it or buy it, depending. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah.
If you're advertising, they're going to try and get a little piece of what you're advertising for sure. 304s. Yeah.
She's for the streets. Sorry. Oh gosh. So where were we? It's understandable that not everyone is on board with describing themselves as sluts or using the word at all. Some women worry that even if we reclaim the word, men will still use it against us, and it's a valid concern. I can only speak to myself. Being called a slut used to make me feel ashamed, but now that I've embraced the phrase, I feel powerful. To me, a slut is someone who owns their sex life and isn't afraid to talk about it. I think it's a beautiful thing. Reclaiming the phrase has also helped me deal with people who still use it against me, such as aforementioned incident last month. When this stranger asked me if I was worried about my experiences coming back to haunt me, I calmly explained that my sex life does not define me. Now, there is something health-wise that having additional partners always increases the risk of like HPV, diseases, and stuff. So, you
Mhm,
know,
mhm.
it can define you depending on what diseases you get. So just make sure you wrap that up, okay?
Yep. Wrap it before you tap it.
Oh, I like that phrase. It's a great phrase.
You never heard that before?
No!
Oh. Yeah, wrap it before you tap it.
Dang. I'm gonna something to tell my children one day. I hope you remember it forever.
Don't be a
It
fool. You wrap your tool.
oh my god. Oh my
I've not
god.
heard that one, but we used to say wrap it before you tap it.
And it's only by allowing women to take up space in the bedroom without judgment that we will truly become equals, whether you use the word or not. And I completely understand if you don't. What I want you to take away is that you have the right to enjoy sex. Mm.
Yes, but maybe not with 100 bazillion people.
And hey, the one caveat I think from this is just be happy with what you have. Be aware of the possible cons that come with it.
Mhm.
And, you know,
Yeah.
people gonna judge no matter what. We judged you,
Yep.
and they're allowed to. People are allowed to have their opinions, as you are allowed to have your opinion. Oh my God, I think I see another article. Okay, this website is insane. Here, let me see if I can find this.
Hurt says, fortunately, Mongoose will have it clipped for your kids. That's fair. She's just gonna walk around just playing it.
Look
Wrap
at
it before you tap
this.
it. Wrap it before you
She's
tap it.
back.
She's back. Oh God.
Look at that title.
What?
I can't believe I snorted. Your face said it all. I don't even know if I could say this without laughing.
I'll do it. Mongoose, I will kill you.
No, let me say this first part. My vagine. Okay, you can say the
I
rest.
was gonna read it.
Okay, fine.
My
You can read it.
vagine has a hungry appetite. It's not my fault she's chosen awful men. Because my
Is
brain
it
stopped working for
really
no reason.
though?
I don't listen. We women are not like that. Okay, men's brains literally turn off. They literally that is scientifically proven. They literally are like their brains turn off. Women are not like that. No, God, everybody's clipping everything. You know what? YOLO.
Oh. It's like
I need
saying
content for when I'm monetized anyway.
it's like saying, "Oh my God, it's not my fault I ate that whole pizza." But is it?
It's absolutely my fault. I have zero self-control. Women
It's just
don't
the same
have
girl.
I know
It
where she's
is.
going with this. I know where she's going with this. I know where she's going with this.
I slept with him again. I tell my friend and she takes another sip from her wine glass. I'm dying. So she's okay with being a slut, but she's not okay with having sex with a bad guy multiple times.
I want pizza now. All right, anyway,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
distracted.
Yeah, it's absolutely it. We see no accountability. Like you can say no to even meeting up with him. You don't have to even have him on your phone. You block him.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
You know, if a guy's being gross to you, just block him. We live in that day and age. I mean, if he starts stalking you, that's a different thing. You might have to go
Listen,
police. But
I think the majority of women, I think maybe you, I know I have been in this space where you're like, I block him. Why are you still talking to him? I don't know. Blah, blah, blah.
I feel
Because it's the little attention we crave. I think the term nowadays, because there's a term for everything in this generation, is called love bombing. It's like a love bombing situation.
yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean?
It
And
is
it's
definitely a
manipulative
bomb
situation, whether
situation.
you agree with it or not. But that doesn't mean that you have to give in. I understand maybe why you can't let the guy go. Okay. Okay. But to be like, oh, she's got her controlled. I have no control over her.
Yeah. And
That
if this
tells
is
me
like, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You had a
I
point.
was gonna say this also tells me that this man is probably the best sex that she's had, or at least
She
the
thinks she's
great
had.
sex that she has had so far out of all these men, or maybe recently or whatever. And that's why she keeps going back, because she knows that he's good. Maybe he treated her nice too. You just never, when you're down, even if you don't realize it, you literally hang on to every little heckin' thing. And you're like, oh my God, he saw my Instagram story. Oh
Oh
my
my
God, he
God.
texted
He
me, hey.
likes me. Oh my God.
Oh my God, he said he's gonna leave his wife for me. Like, you know what I mean? And so it's
Uh-huh.
like, but her title, your vagine didn't control that. This did.
You
Women are not this. We are this. Men are this. Their body parts. Men literally, their brains shut down. This is a proven study. Look it up. Their brains shut down and they can't think. They can't function. They gotta. And then once they do, they're fine. But their brains shut down for a good 30 seconds or whatever long, and
Yeah.
until it's over. And then it's like, okay, now I can think, and I'm like, oh crap, what am I doing here? Or whatever. Women are not like that, which is why during sexual intercourse, if you're not into it, you think about the laundry and the thing you have to do, and you think about how, like, oh, there's a lot of dust on the ceiling or whatever. When you are not fully into it, your brain can think of multiple things at once. Doesn't mean you're not attracted to the guy or whatever, but that's, our brains are wired that way. So don't use your vagina as an excuse. Stop it. God.
Yep.
Yes, this,
Agreed.
Nathan.
Agreed. So, God. So
Yeah,
I don't know if I even want to read this. Yeah, he's emotionally unavailable. Doesn't treat me particularly nice outside the bedroom.
there it
Is
is.
by anyone's standards a bit of an arse.
He's
He's not
the
even
best
nice to
she's had.
you.
I called it.
He's
I
not
called
even
it.
nice to you. Oh my
I called
God.
it. He's the best she's ever had. And also, we women have a problem with this whole bad boy thing. We could change them. That's neither here nor there. I called it. He's probably really good in
See,
bed. I
she
called it.
probably fantasizes having that type of man around, and she thinks about the potential. And I've seen girls do this, maybe not in like a sexual manner, but dating a guy. All you see and hear is like, oh my God, I want to do this like crazy travel thing, or this job, or whatever it is. I love my family. I don't like you, but I love my family. Then you're like, oh my God, he loves his family. Maybe one day I could be part of that. Oh my God, we're gonna date and marry and have kids. What?
Mhm.
Where did you get that? Where did you get that? Look at the way he treats you, and outside of the bedroom, if he's actually a bit of an arse, why are you going back to that? Actions speak louder than words. People are just so delusional. Like this girl. That's
Hi,
crazy.
Frog.
Oh, and this picture again. Let's see. It's taken me 10 years to realize there is absolutely no point in torturing yourself for sleeping with the wrong person. No, but you should learn from it. I think that it doesn't even matter if it's dating them. You could be friends with them. Like just learn. Oh, really? I wonder why. Why are you looking at her Instagram, Cavatano? Were you gonna slide into her DMs?
Tenna was like, listen, I heard you like sex.
Hi.
Oh, God,
Oh
right, anyway.
God. So I don't know. I can't fault the sex. He was great in bed. The problem started afterwards. She's meeting a guy and like
The man played hot and cold for weeks. He probably did that in general, because of course he did, because he got what he wanted from you. Listen, I can't like judge her, because I've been there. He got what he wanted.
He played hot when he wanted to bone and cold when he didn't.
Yep. Of course. Hello.
You're easy. If you say yes whenever he messages you, whatever time he messages you, by the way, when you get that text at 11 p.m. at night, you up?
Yeah.
And she says yes.
I'm asleep. I'm watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Leave me alone.
Yeah. You are solidifying that you're easy.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, she did meet him in the toilet line. So classy.
Did she really?
Oh yeah. This guy who was hot and cold here. Where is it? Over a decade ago, I was in a nightclub when I met a hot stranger in the toilet queue. He was charming, charismatic, and cocky. My 3 favorite qualities of a man when I was in my early 20s.
I've
Within
since
minutes, we'd
upgraded my
swap numbers.
criteria. I highly doubt you have.
Yep. A few nights later, he texted me. We organized casual drinks at the pub. We ended up making out by the bins outside his house before heading inside to get down and dirty. How romantic, eh? For just drinks, girl? You gave it up that easy? Not even dinner?
Right? At least let him buy you a lobster. Jeez. Come on. A tomahawk
Yet
steak,
again,
maybe?
still solidifying your easy. And hey, I don't like using mean terms. I just think you're easy. She used the word slut, technically speaking, in that last article.
I'm reading this. I'm so fascinated. I would delete his number, but put it back in my phone.
Here, well, let's just read it. So he would invite me over for sex, but never had time for a real date. No, because he didn't want
He's
to
not
date you.
attracted to you.
He would
He
give
doesn't
me just enough
wanna date
affection to
you.
keep me hooked, but never commit. You're the only person who's thinking that he's keeping you hooked.
Yep.
And he
He
knew
knew exactly
exactly
what he
what
was
he was
doing.
doing.
So did you. We have
You
got to
just
stop
deluded
playing
yourself.
this game, ladies. We know. We know what they're doing. Unless they're a full-blown narcissist and it's a manipulation thing, which is a real thing, you know what you're doing. And that's not what this is.
Yep. So throughout our entire faux relationship, I punished myself for not giving him up. I chastised myself for getting naked with him, especially because the sex was so damn good. When my body was in
Oh, I
ecstasy, I
called it.
forgot all the valid reasons I should leave his bed.
I
This is a
called
vicious
it.
circle.
I
I
called it.
tried to end it a few times. I would delete his number, then put it back into my phone. I had a note with, what? It's like, I want to go on a diet, but I'm going to keep a bag of chips inside the pantry.
Also, you end what? You're not in a relationship. There's nothing to end. You had a one-night stand.
Yeah,
Or
all
a
you have to do
two-night
is
stand or
stop talking
whatever.
to him. That's it. You don't
The
owe him
fact that
anything.
oh my god, Nick, yes, this chick really thinks she said Sex and the City.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Team Aiden for
Let's
life.
see. To tell him when I was done, and then he would coax me back in because he'd be like, sex,
Mhm.
sex, sex,
Mhm.
sex, sex. Eventually, he moved into another city for work and we lost touch. I felt humiliated and silly for believing he would change and for having enjoyed sex with such a disrespectful person. The only reason you guys lost touch is because it wasn't as easy to have sex with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt
He didn't lose
humiliated.
touch. He found some
No.
other girl to hook up with, or maybe even marry. I bet you anything he found a girl and they're like married now. I would bet my entire Twitch payout.
So yeah, I felt humiliated and silly for believing he would change and for having enjoyed sex with such a disrespectful person. How could I possibly be attracted to such an awful man because the sex was that good? This wasn't the only time I chose a sexual partner poorly. I once had a brief fling with someone who hit on my friend just hours after sleeping with me. But somehow I blame myself. You should blame yourself. If you were choosier in sharing your bed with someone, you maybe wouldn't have chosen this guy who would hit on your friends. Because if you went dating first, didn't get to physical too quickly, you would have seen that behavior and been like, oh, no.
Someone who hit on my friend just hours after sleeping with me. It's because he was interested in your friend first, but you were willing to give it up and she wasn't. So he needed that clarity, that after post acorn clarity in order to properly hit on your friend.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
Yeah. So I told myself I was too horny, too slutty. I've since reclaimed this word. Or had
Totally
somehow
sorry.
brought this on myself. Almost every person I talked to about sex and dating had told me similar tales. It always comes back to an obsession with guilt tripping ourselves for our sexual and romantic experiences with urges, even though there's no benefit to it. The truth is that we are all effed up. We all make bad choices. It's human nature. I agree with this. You're right. We all F up. But it doesn't sound like you might have learned. You were blaming him when it should have been you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I tripped and fell into his pee-pee again. That's not what happened. There's a lot of steps in between before you have sex. There's the text, there's exchange, there's the driving over, there's the, drinks if you have the drinks. I don't know. It's the same thing with food. I like to equate it to that because I think she has problems with food too.
Yeah, it's the same self-esteem issue for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. For
I
sure
understand the
and
food
sure.
self-esteem issue.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Here's the thing is like we all F up and blah blah blah. Okay, but the point of a mistake is to learn from it. If you don't learn from it,
well, what you
then it's
doing?
not a mistake. Like then you're just choosing to do it at that point. In my personal opinion.
Yeah. All right. So I spent many years beating myself up over my choice in sexual partners, but it stops here. Now I choose to remember the good times. Instead of feeling bad, I choose to laugh at the lovers who aren't adult enough to treat me with respect. And I hope they have grown up. Girl, you have to treat yourself with respect first.
They didn't treat you with respect because you don't treat yourself with respect because you went home after drinks.
Yeah. Like I said, like Tug said, lobster dinner first, at the very least. You're worth that. If a drink is like what, $10? Are you worth $10? That's true. We don't know. I'm just saying one. It's taken time to accept that no one's perfect and I don't regret my sex. Life, the good, the bad, the ugly, all these experiences have led me to the person I am. Holding on to guilt doesn't serve me and it won't serve you either. So you shag someone you shouldn't have. So what? But you did it multiple times.
Yeah.
It's like poking yourself with the needle by grabbing it each time by the pointy end. You just keep doing it over and over and over again.
This hurts. Why does this hurt?
But I'm gonna keep doing it. Yeah, this girl has a lot of, like, I'm telling you that we're gonna keep this article because this is insane.
Are they all her?
I don't think so, but some of the titles is hilarious. BDSM fan gushes over this fetish. What?
Ew.
But I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of good other dating stuff that might be interesting to look at. Might be interesting. But
Good Lord. Are there any comments? Why so serious is asking. I don't know. I feel like there might be.
There are comments here. Let's look at this. Debrule says, what a lovely story. Thank you for sharing your contributions. Yada, yada, yada. Should try feeding it steak. Contains more protein. Okay. In the car industry, you'd be called a cheap renter. People just use you to get their business done. You're worn out old. The timing belt is still well stretched, and so many people under the bonnet, so nothing works as it should. No one wants a rental for long term. Use it, so it will be off to the auction. Okay, that's mean. That's mean.
Damn.
That is mean. I like the name hypocrisy.
Damn.
That is cold. Swit says he would invite me over for sex, but never had time for a real date. Well, that's it in a nutshell. I know. That was the first line. And we're like, uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It means he's not into you. Let me say it with me. Some of y'all need to rewrite. I say y'all as if I'm talking to this woman directly, but if you have any girl in your life or whatever that is acting like this, there's this really great book I'd love for her to read. It's called He's Just Not That Into You. Unfortunately, I haven't read it in a few years, and so I made some terrible mistakes. And yeah, but when I was reading it regularly as a reminder to myself, if a man is not into you, he's gonna tell you he's not into you. He may not use words, but him only being available in the middle of the night for the you up text is him telling you.
Yep. How very, very sad and insecure your mom and dad must be beaming and very proud of their daughter. The headline was enough to turn my stomach. I do think that the headline was very cringe. I mean, both headlines, to be fair. I would not want my name associated with this whatsoever. Who the hell is this female too obsessed with sex? Her latest article is about swapping household chores for sex. Oh God, no. Basically, it's going to be about this chick this whole night, isn't it?
Apparently.
Don't you ever want to settle down ever? These unashamed episodes in your life will make it very hard for you too, for so many reasons. He is emotionally unavailable, doesn't treat me particularly nicely because you open your legs easily. No need for him to make an effort.
Exactly. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh God. I don't even want to read that.
Damn, this comment section be brutal.
I mean, I kind of want to just read some of these comments throughout the night. Oh God. You get awful men because that's the type. Oh wow, the type you deserve. The sad, pathetic, desperate types just like you. It's clear from the articles that you post that you're only interested in sex. That's if these things are to be believed. Of course, you could just be entirely delusional and making it all up. Possible. But as soon as you encounter men who act the same way towards you, you feel that you have some right to complain and criticize. I pity any man who puts themselves in range of your rancid axe wound. Grumpy face is not technically lying.
Damn.
What a
Devil
lady
avocado.
in the night before. Where? Oh, the first word that came to mind was gross.
I just think his username's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. These names are hilarious. I have confessed to my having sex with a former flame who I dumped months earlier because he is not worth my time. A strong, independent woman who stands by her convictions is a role model to all women who doubt themselves. Well done for staying away from people who aren't worth your time. I mean, I guess sure, but
In reality, you weren't worth his time, and the only reason you were trying to end it was because he moved to another city.
Yeah, Cavitano says he followed her on Twitter. Cavitano, I'm actually thinking you are going
found
to.
her?
You are going to DM her.
I love it. She is an interesting follow. I can't wait to see any interesting posts we need to look at.
Hey, her name is Rachel Adams. I'm gonna see if I can find some more
Like the
articles from this
actress?
girl. Or I don't know. It's so weird because if you go to this page now, because I clicked on the name, the person's name is
There's a
Almara
boyfriend.
Abgarian.
Oh yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
So she's not actually Rachel Adams?
I think Rachel Adam is the photo photographer.
Oh, I see. Okay, look at all these titles here. You won't catch me trading household chores for sex. We saw that one. I got the ick in the middle of sex, so I rolled over and left. I mean, that's fair, I suppose. I was doing sex before coffee trend long before it was a thing. I thought if sex on the beach was hot. This girl has a lot of good articles. I'm sure we could just go through. But I kind of wanted this one. I won't be trading household chores for sex. Are you ready?
Okay, so the tweet about this article is from September 6th, and it says, "No, Katy Perry, it's not a good idea to swap chores for oral sex. Let me tell you why." Why is Katy Perry involved? No, I'm
Poor
following down a
Katy
rabbit hole now.
Perry. Okay, so this girl says, as I entered the kitchen, a smile spread across my face. And she made a sandwich and got sex. The countertops were glistening. The dishes have been cleared away, and there wasn't a crumb in sight. I'm not going to lie, I am a little turned on by this line. My partner looked up at me with an excited expression. He was eagerly awaiting a reward for his hard work in the form of a well-deserved blowjob. I licked my lips as I thought about what a wonderful man he was for pulling his weight at home. What happened next, you ask? Nothing. I was used to sharing anecdotes in my column, but I'm sorry to tell you that this sexy story is completely made up. She doesn't have a boyfriend. I'm kidding. Apparently she does.
Okay, so Katy Perry was on Call Her Daddy. The confessions the
Oh,
girls
I've
on
seen
Call
this.
Her
I've
Daddy
seen
get
this. I've
is
seen
wild
this.
to me. And she says that when her partner, Orlando Bloom, her husband, does the dishes or cleans the kitchen, closes the pantry doors, blah, blah, he'd better be ready for the pop star to give his sensitive area a deep clean. Listen, sometimes you got to train your men like a puppy.
And hey, give them rewards, they will do it more often. What? That's a thing?
What?
Yup. So yeah, when I listened to Perry's words, I wasn't particularly shocked because I thought this throwaway comment was meant as a joke. But considering it more, it was immensely frustrating to realize that this statement came from someone who just released a song called Woman's World, which was supposedly about feminism. And whether Katy Perry was serious or not, there are women out there who might take her seriously. I know women personally who genuinely believe that their other half deserves a physical reward when they help out with the house. To avoid ambiguity, let's make this perfectly clear. Swapping sex for chores is a very bad idea for several reasons. Now, when should you have sex then? And why?
Why is it bad? I mean, I don't know that is it good? I don't know.
And maybe
Who
Katy
cares?
Perry is genuinely turned on when our partner does do that.
It
Also,
is
he
very
is
nice when
Orlando
you men
Bloom.
help us around the house. I will admit that. It's very much like, oh,
Oh, I don't have to slave away at cleaning that. I have
it is nice
energy
when you
now.
help us.
What am I gonna do with all this energy?
Yeah. Oh no. Well, I just have to put on the lingerie.
The lingerie.
The lingerie.
So first, it creates unequal ground. Oh, well, I don't think so.
Huh?
How does that create unequal ground? I'm all for role play in bed or swapping dominant and submissive roles in your sex life, but that is a fantasy scenario, not a way to organize your life. Yet again, I present, when is it a good time for that? When you involve something tangible, such as scrubbing the floors or doing the dishes, an everyday task that most people have nothing to do with, your sex life, you're blurring the lines between fantasy and reality. And girl, we just read an article where you had drinks and then had sex. So, are you exchanging
What?
drinks for sex? Is that what it is?
I mean, right? You bought me a drink. Here's me taking you home. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Wicked, for the raid. What's up, Wicked?
Wicked.
We're talking about sex and household chores. All right. It creates a potential dangerous power dynamic, and there are so many possible issues. Imagine if you're not in the mood to give your lover head after they've cleaned things and they start sulking because you made a deal. What then? It's not a deal, but they'll get it eventually. Right? Right?
I don't know.
I don't understand why so because she has to perform the fellatio, she don't want it. But as long as she's getting her nut off, it's fine. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. So
I
she's
don't
perfectly
understand.
fine after a few drinks or whatever, taking somebody home, but Katy Perry rewards her husband after he does the dishes, which honestly is really nice. Fun fact, guys, we really appreciate it when you do that every once in a while. Okay, thank you.
Yep. So, or perhaps they start banking blowjobs by cleaning them regularly or cleaning more regularly. Suddenly, you've gone from fun foreplay to strategic mind games. But if you actually strategically do it, it's like 3D chess. Maybe the girl is doing it so that he does clean. Oh. And he
Yeah.
doesto know
I
that's
mean, you
how
don't
he's
have to
being
do it.
manipulated.
And they may not be doing it well, in Katy Perry's case, but it may not be doing every time. Just sometimes when it encourages somebody to help out more. I don't see the problem with this.
Yep.
Boy.
So most importantly, from a feminist perspective, and I really can't stress this enough, why do men deserve a reward for doing the bare minimum? I mean, you rewarded your dudes that you had sex with for not even
For not even
their
the
phone.
bare minimum.
I know. You don't even get
Ma'am.
dates. You up? Yep, I'm up. I'm ready.
Ma'am,
Huh?
you didn't even reward the guys for the bare minimum. You reward them for some drinks. Can we please focus? Which do what you gotta do, but ma'am.
Yup. Wow. Grabthar's right. Look, get this. Now do nice things because you love a person. Crazy. What?
Weird. That's the
What?
No, can't do it.
Yep. So as well as the orgasm gap, we've got the chores gap. Oh, she just doesn't want to do chores. Oh my God. That's really it.
What does that even mean?
You know, you've been dating selfish lovers, I think, if you have this orgasm gap that you're talking about.
Talking about?
Oh God.
And listen, no offense, but we don't always. I mean, it would be nice, but sometimes it just doesn't happen, and it's fine. Women aren't built that way. Oh God.
I mean, also, like, if you really want to make sure you owe each time, don't lie about owing.
Right. Yeah. Hello. Be honest with your partner. What you're doing is terrible, and I hate it.
I don't know what an orgasm gap is. I think I'm guessing it's because the men like easily versus a woman. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. So, frankly, I'd rather scrub my own kitchen table than be with a partner who uses gifts as a bargaining chip. Okay. Ironically,
Katie started it, not Orlando. It's
yeah,
not like
I think
all
she doesn't
this.
understand that.
Yeah, BJ. Katie was like, "Oh, you did the dishes? That's so sweet, honey. Let me give you a BJ." Put her hair up. Like,
Yep. So, ironically, I recently had an argument with my own boyfriend who frequently stays over at my house about tidying up more often. He is considerate but forgetful, so now puts reminders on his calendar about cleaning so that we both do our part. So not only does he have to clean his place, but he has to clean your place. I would say he should clean up after himself. That makes sense.
yeah.
But I don't think he should necessarily start pulling out the vacuum, broom, start mopping. What? No, that's your job, girl. He ain't paying rent.
Oh my
Like,
God.
what? She has insane double standards.
Yeah.
Do you go to his place and clean? I would like to know. God. He has to put reminders on his calendar. Boy, I think you need to run. I'm sorry. Miss, I forgot her name, Almaria. While I am grateful that he's taken my feedback on board and expressed as much to him, there is no chance in hell that I'm getting down on my knees to show my appreciation for him doing something that we're both responsible for. You can lay on bed, that's fine. And he would never expect me to. Every relationship has its own set of rules. I'm not here to chastise people who are genuinely turned on by watching their other half washing up or seeing them fold laundry. If that gets your motor running, go forth and blow. But please don't swap sex for chores. Just have sex because you want to.
Yeah, I think she's taking this entirely too seriously. Have sex with... She's taking this as like, oh, well, gotta put my hair up. Orly did the chores. Like, no. What?
It's wild. I think it's wild that she thinks that. Clearly.
She's taking it so seriously. It's not that serious.
Yeah. So I love when celebrities open up about their sex lives because it can start conversations and break down barriers, but only if they do so with care. When they do so flippantly, it can have consequences. Girl, your article can have flippant remarks as well as
Your
our podcast
article
can
about
have
being a
a mark.
sluter is flippant. Hello.
Yeah. So that could have negative impacts. Maybe girls will end up being more like, if you really think that being sluttier is truly the way that makes you happy, good for you. But let someone make their decision on that. Society, culture, parents. But I don't know. I'd rather people be prudes than can't close their legs. There's definitely less consequences of that. So it's one thing for a couple to make a joke between them, but it's quite another for a high-profile celebrity to take a public forum to suggest, even if they're kidding, that men can expect oral sex for doing a basic task that they should be already doing. Now, let's go back to the line that she said. If I come downstairs and the kitchen is clean and you've done it all and you've done all the dishes and you've closed all the pantry doors, you better be ready to get your D sucked. When did a man, Orlando Bloom, say that he expected this? When did Katy Perry say he expected this?
No, that's true. That's a good point.
No one did. She put her own thoughts into the statement. Why can't we take this at face value? She saw it clean. Damn, I'm attracted to you. Like, how many times do girls watch those like thirsty videos where guys are like at the gym or chopping wood or doing manly stuff?
Yes, Thor.
And they're like, holy crap, get ready for that blowy.
Yeah. Chopping wood, hun.
Yeah, it's the same thing. What? So I don't believe Katy Perry meant anything bad by what she said. Listening to the rest of the podcast, it actually appears that if she was trying to make a wider point about why you should choose a good partner. Yet by adding her quip about the blowjobs, the singer perhaps unknowingly undermined her own point. But whether you're a global megastar or not, remember this: when you use sex as a reward system, everyone loses. I don't think she knows psychology.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's a bad thing. I don't know. What do I know?
You honestly use food, compliments, and sex. That can change a person's personality so easily.
Right?
So easily. So, because we do that with dogs all the time, right? You know, when they're
Yeah.
training, they get rewards, especially if they're food motivated. Then they're going to do it again and again and again. Oh my God, hurts.
This is what I meant to click on, but that was funny too. Henry Cavill building a PC. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. So, anyways, maybe one day we'll go down in the archives and look at more of the stuff that she said, because I'm actually genuinely interested in some of her thoughts.
I don't have enough wine for that.
Abe, member for 9 months, says, will anyone make it to the pork chop meetup? I don't know when that is. I don't think I can this year, unfortunately. Mr. P is having a meetup. I don't know when or where, but it's probably in the UK.
That's awesome.
I'm guessing Abe is going, so.
Give
Andrew
Mr. P a
Matthews.
hug for me.
Yes. Oh, Mr. P. Andrew Matthews, member for 25 months, says, 1 man and 4 women, parents, not in reverse. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm so sorry, Andrew. Andrew Matthews for 2 British pounds. Did Mark Community not anti-X-ray? I don't know what that means either. Andrew, are you on drugs?
Andrew's drunk.
I think Andrew's on drugs. I'm worried. Please be okay.
Removing
Andrew.
the wrench, Andrew. Are you okay?
Nightmare for $2 says obesity has become an epidemic.
That is
yes, it has.
Yes, it has.
Yes, it has. Oh my God. Yes, it definitely has. So, let's see. We got
community note, maybe.
Did Mark community note me? Why would you do that? That seems so strange. I don't know. Why would he do that?
How should women or men train women to do better? The same way.
Anyways,
like a
okay.
puppy.
All right. So, this video. Oh, he's gonna community note my tweet. Oh, that I'm an aunt. Yeah, but this is like personal, like my personal family. Like that's my brother, first baby of the family. Why can't we be excited about that too?
I don't know. I think maybe people thought you had a baby. I don't know. I have no idea. I got nothing.
I mean, I'm an aunt to like his side of the family, but I also like this is the first baby between all my immediate family members too. I'm just excited. After this, it's all like whatever. It's all whatever. So yeah, Mark, do the dishes. All right. This video, I think this is fake. I'm quite sure it's fake, but we can just talk about it at face value. So imagine sleeping in separate rooms, bedrooms as your wife. Charge that bitch rent if she's a roommate. So you'll see in a moment. It's actually like very frustrating. I feel bad for him.
True.
Wait, I can't hear anything. Can you?
I mean, we only made it a second, so I have no idea.
Oh, you know what? I know why I can't hear anything. It's wrong speakers.
True. I was wondering if maybe I could sleep in the same room as you. It's been like a little over a year, and I just feel like I've grown so much and done everything you told me to do, and I want to sleep in the same room as you. You're my wife. Who is that? Who's on the phone?
No, I just feel like we're still healing for sure.
Oh. Okay. Well, who's on the phone?
What? No, that's the TV.
Right. So, you just want me to sleep downstairs still?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
we just have more healing to do because of what happened.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
Okay. Oh.
I don't know what healing they have to do,
Why is he recording this? I have questions.
That's why I say I think it's fake. But one, sleeping in separate bedrooms for a whole year when, of course, the dude wants to. I think that's sad. You know, if you haven't worked out whatever it is after a year, I don't know if you can. Right? I mean, the only thing I could think of is that he probably have cheated on her.
I mean, maybe what? But I mean, my parents sometimes sleep in separate rooms, but that's because my dad snores like a train.
Oh, if Mark stays up late and I have to wake up early the next day, like he stays up till 2 because he's on like a show and then I have work at like 7 a.m. I don't want him coming to bed because when he comes to bed, when he like walks in, the dogs bark and I wake up at 2 a.m., I'm not going to be happy. Which I think is fair. That is fair. That's a good reason. But
there's no way this video is real. There's no way. And if it is real, she's definitely talking to another guy. Obviously.
Yeah. She was literally being the worst person ever. I like this last person, poop in her bed and leave. Oh my God. Yeah, I think there are some crazy people out there. And if this is real, I'm sure that people who do this, they sleep in separate rooms and then one person wants to resolve things and one doesn't. I just think that's so sad. And I really hope to God that he learns one day to just let it go. Because he should let it go. There's no way. There's no way. But anyways. John Thomas for $5. Thank you so much. Says Hallmark Channel and romance novels ruin relationships for women as Corn did for men. I mean, Disney even in itself probably has ruined relationships to a certain extent. People don't talk about what happens after you fall in love and now what it takes to be in a relationship and be patient and understanding or work through issues. So I don't know. I don't think that it should be specifically those two. I also think that a big part is having parents that teach kids on how to do conflict resolution and to be patient with people. I don't know. I think that's pretty big on that. But the more we divide people, the harder it is to have good relationships. So,
Whoa.
What?
First of all, I will agree with you on the romance novels. And mostly because
I don't really read romance novels.
Listen, I don't either, but I tried to get on the train years and years ago when I was a lot younger. They're way too detailed as far as the sex scenes go for me. Like I can't. And also it's hilarious. Throbbing member. Like stop it. Anyway, but that part of the books, absolutely I would agree with you on. However, Hallmark Channel movies have not ruined nothing. They haven't ruined anything. And here's why. They're the most wholesome rom-coms, baby. Okay, general rom-coms where like the girl falls in love with the guy and he's like cheats on his wife or whatever. Okay, yes, the girl boss, fine. The Hallmark movies are 110% innocent. You leave those Hallmark movies alone. They are wholesome and adorable, and I don't want to hear any arguments. Harley Quinn romance novels, yeah, they're corn for sure. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew with 5 British pounds. If one man sleeps with 4 women, if they get pregnant, you know the parents. If the numbers are reversed, you don't know the parents. That's what you meant. I'm so sorry. I just one man, 4 women. Huh? You might have needed more words. We're not that smart, Andrew, okay? Oh gosh. So yeah, notice all the romance movies celebrate women cheating. Notebook is an example. All the Hallmark movie too.
No, they don't. Hallmark movies have never. What are you talking about?
Men do that too in movies, right?
Hallmark movies do not ever, never. I have never watched, even as woke or whatever they've gotten. That I've not seen one. Not a one. That is, they have glorified cheating. Not once.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one. The Hallmark Christmas movies and the Hallmark like holiday movies, I have never seen one that has done that ever, not a single one, and I've been watching them for how old am I? 37? I'll be 37 soon. I've been watching them for probably 25 years. I've never seen one. They're corny, they're all the same plot, but they have never. Mm-mm.
Grey's Anatomy, Grey and Derek Shepherd were meant for each other, even though Derek was running away from his wife at the time. Okay?
Yeah.
We all know what happened. They were destined to be together. You know? Whatever. He's a cheater and she's a cheater too. She cheated on that vet.
Oh
So
God, I don't remember now. That show has been on entirely too long.
Yeah, they both cheated to be together. They're meant for each other. God dang you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It is just romanticizing it too. I think that, you know, I don't know. I looked at it as entertainment. I know not everyone does. Okay. They take a lot of social cues from that, but don't be a cheater, okay? If you really like someone and you're with someone else, just take the right steps, okay? It's better to hurt the person immediately than to long-term hurt them. So, yeah, degenerate behavior.
So good. It's such a hot mess now. They killed off all the cool people.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna play. I saw this video. I forgot who shared this, but I want to hear your thoughts because I have my thoughts on this. So this is a woman making dinner for her kids. Dinner for my kids. That is a 27-year-old mom of 3.
Is that mustard? I think so. Okay. Onion, probably. I've never thought to season my hot dogs, but I'm not sure that that's a bad idea.
I think she's gonna. I also never cut in the bowl like that.
That's
I have a nonstick pans. So, anyways, so she's making her food. Now, the person who here we go.
Okay, so it's hot dog, mac and cheese. Who cares?
This person says, "What a healthy, balanced, nutritious meal." I think it's not that bad. I mean,
I've not seen anything in this to suggest it's not a balanced, healthy. The hot dog package was Frank's. Frank's usually has pretty, especially if they're the beef hot dogs, usually has really good ingredients in it. Other than it being like leftover parts, you have that debate. But it's an animal-based food, so have that debate however you want. But they usually don't have that bad of ingredients. The only thing that's bad on this plate is we didn't see how she made the mac and cheese. But the cheese powder is probably not your best situation there. But she uses, what kind of milk did she use? She used heavy cream.
Probably heavy cream,
which is good. There's nothing wrong with heavy cream.
I think
what is that?
I don't know, some packet of cheese.
Okay, yeah. Cheese. So the worst thing there is the cheese packet, and that's probably because it's that yellow 40 dye instead of grating her own cheese and making pasta and grating cheese, which would be really easy. You just grate it, throw it in the pot. That's the worst thing on them. There is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that menu.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that this person said, what a balanced, healthy, nutritious meal. I think their only quip with this is that she's a bigger woman. Fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a big
girl. At least there's some carrots on there. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think this meal is the problem. It probably is the snacks the kids have all day. Which I'm assuming, because if she's that big, I know, of course, there's no pictures of her kids, but if they are as bigger as children, which they shouldn't be, there's probably some sweets involved that are probably the problem.
Yeah.
And no physical activity or little physical activity. Corey?
Thought it was silly because I want, there's going to be some hard days. My parents love them. They made like super nutritious meals for the most part, but the days that I went to go dance, I'd get McDonald's every time.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 times a week. Yeah. And it was great. I loved it. But would people judge that now? Probably. They'd be like, you gave your child McDonald's?
I'm getting arguments. People are arguing with me in the chat. That was Frank's, right? Go back to ballpark.
Let me see.
I'm about to pull up the stats. right now.
About Frank's?
I love hot dogs. I will deny. Yeah, I'm trying to. It was a black package, so it looked like Frank's ballpark dogs.
Here, I'll show it
Easy.
again because I don't really know y'all's packages. Hey. Do you know what that is?
Trying to read the brand.
I can't make it any bigger. Sorry.
Bun.
I think it says ballpark.
Ballpark. Yeah. So Frank's ballpark dogs. Here we go. Frank's. Oh, these are hot. Yeah, hot dogs. Beef, 16 ounce. Give me an ingredients list. No, you bitch. You're not going to.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's meat, water, and preservatives. Usually, and it's like salt and whatnot, depending on the hot dog.
Honestly, it could be worse. I've seen parents do like the Michelina's dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. These specific ones have corn syrup in them. Oh no. So you buy ones without corn syrup in it. Those are really easy. You just don't get those. You get the different ones. She's got the ones that are cheaper. Okay. Better than what my mom would cook. Right. Pasta, fiber. Beef Frank hot dogs. They have, let's see. One hot dog, I believe, has like 5, 6, 7, 8 between like 10 grams of protein per hot dog, or 2 hot dogs or something. So you got protein. Your pasta has fiber. She put vegetables on their plate. So the worst thing in there is the ones that she specifically bought has like corn syrup. Okay. Yep. So buy your kids different ones that don't have corn syrup. They are out there. Nathan's, I believe, sells them. And also Frank's also sells them. They're the organic or all natural ones or whatever. And you can read the ingredients. Protein, fiber. Cheese is fine for you, not the powdered cheese because it's got all those dyes in it. Okay, so grade your own cheese. There's nothing wrong with that meal. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just happy that she was able to cook a meal because some people don't even get cooked meals. Like they get like the frozen foods. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but when you do eat it daily, it's not as nutrient rich as, you know, what she even made for her pasta. And I mean, not gonna lie, that did look really good.
It looks so good. Now I want freaking hot dog mac and cheese.
Yeah,
There's a name for it. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, Kara, I understand because when my parents weren't home to make food, we get home and we make that frozen pizza, the little mini frozen pizzas for a snack before they come home.
Mm-hmm.
Was it good for us? Probably not. We fended for ourselves, but it was fine. It was easy. Or those Hot Pockets. That was a thing for a while too. Bagel bites. Oh, I love bagel bites. So
you could get they have Hebrew National makes kosher hot dogs. Your ingredients are salt, spice, distilled vinegar powder, paprika, celery powder, garlic powder, cherry powder, sea salt, and then the natural flavorings that come with it, also with kosher beef. Here's the difference. Hebrew National, especially in this economy, is close to $9 for a pack of like 6 hot dogs. It's disgustingly expensive. And as much as I would love, myself included, to be able to afford a $9 pack of hot dogs every week because I have 3 children, they probably go through that. And that she went through that whole pack. And it was what, 30 minutes? That fed probably all 3 kids. She probably didn't get any. No, thank you. Am I saying it's right? No. But there's nothing wrong. There's nothing. No. No.
Yeah. So I'm glad we're on the same page with that.
Yeah, no, sorry. It's because she's a bigger girl and they're making fun of her. But that veggies were on the plate. They're in the video. Fiber in the pasta, which is good for your tummies and your poops, and meat from the hot dogs. The only thing I would argue is I would have taken the extra step. Cheese blocks aren't, depending on the cheese you get. She probably shops at Walmart. They're not super expensive. You can grate your own cheese and use that cheese instead of the packet. She also has 3 kids. Do I want to take the time to do that? No, I want you to stop screaming at me. Here's your meal. Goodbye. I get it. I get it. Okay. It's nice now that I don't have kids. It's just me and Duke. And I can take the time to be like, oh, these hot dogs have corn syrup. Oh no. And we can afford the $9 pack of hot dogs because it's just the 2 of us. Come on, people. At least they're eating. Jeez.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And I know we had that thing last week. Was it last week or the week before? But what makes a guy like that? Red flags for guy. So Adrian Curry, thank you for posting this. Love her, by the way. I met my husband playing Hearthstone, streaming on Twitch. That's cute. He was an OG Warcraft streamer named Duck Sauce. He imitates Duke Nukem's voice and orc voices to make me laugh. These chicks are lame. And yet again, we're just reiterating probably the same points. But
What hobby makes a guy undateable?
Video games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Video games.
Like if they're super intensely video game guys,
Yeah.
then no.
Like that's all they do. Video games, probably. But everyone does that,
Yeah.
so.
Not a fan. If they're obsessed with video games, or if they're like always on their phone or something.
What
I
quantify?
would agree with that.
I do agree with always on their phone.
And I do agree that an obsession in anything is a problem.
Anything. It doesn't matter. Anything.
That's a problem. If you're doing nothing, especially if you're trying to date somebody and you're doing nothing but playing video games 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, blah, 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 and you can't like tear yourself away, that's a problem. And that's for anybody, women or men. But it also could be, and hear me out, maybe that they just don't find that shit attractive. Adrian Curry does. I
And that's
do.
fair.
You do. That doesn't
But-
mean the girl across the street is like, oh yes, I'm a video game nerd. No, it's fine. That's why we're not all dating the same men. I'm like,
Yeah. I equate video games to watching sports. Come on, guys. It's almost the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yep. Oh my God, I got to play my fantasy football league. It's almost like a video game. Almost.
They're allowed to be like, no, it's so unattractive. They're allowed to say that. Maybe they just don't find it attractive.
So,
I don't find men who ride motorcycles very attractive. They're death traps. It's not my thing.
I agree with that. I also don't want my person to die.
Right?
easily,
No, thank
so-
you. People are crazy out there, especially
I
nowadays
like,
with all
you
the
know.
phones and stuff. Maybe 30 years ago, but not now. Absolutely not. You will be in a car. You know, I also find men who get so mad at a football game that they throw a TV completely unattractive.
Same thing with gamers that get that,
Right?
intense.
Like, does that make me, oh, she doesn't like men who like sports. She's retarded. But what? No, I just don't find that attractive. What's wrong with y'all?
Yeah.
They're allowed to
So-
not find video game men. That's fine. Which is how we found, how you found Mark and how
Yep.
poor Duke found me. Poor guy.
Yeah. Kara's like, I like motorcycles. I used to have one. We didn't go
I
for a
do
ride. We
too.
should have. Oh well.
I had a friend die in high
Get a
school.
moped.
And no
Yes.
thanks. No thanks.
You can get one. It's up to you, but yeah. We call them
Yeah.
organ donors for a reason
Yeah.
in the hospitals.
Mhm.
It's not nice, but it also is true, I suppose. So be careful out there. But yeah, I find it funny when people rage at video games. There are certain people who
be
do that.
raging. We do be raging.
Oh my
There
god,
are, but
Mario,
there's raging because you're frustrated, and then there's raging because you have
our beardo.
anger issues. There's a difference.
Or like I love G&G and I love that they love Mario Kart. I can't play it for that many years. Good for them.
Oh my god!
fact
I have to
that they
turn the
get
the
so mad.
volume down. I can't with the yelling. It
When they
drives
get
me bonkers.
so mad. F you for stealing the what? I mean, I know it's also for entertainment, but still,
Drives me
it is
crazy.
a bit much.
And
Yes.
if I wasn't in a member of G&G and I was somebody a girl out there that was like, oh my god, Beardo's so hot, and I saw him do that, I'd be like, ugh. It's okay.
Awkward.
Some other girl may find that attractive. It's okay. That's my point. It's like these girls are allowed to be like, oh no, I don't like guys that play video games. Okay, so then you won't
Yeah.
date a guy that plays video games. Who cares?
Yup. So, all right, let's continue watching.
Five's super intense.
Does nothing else but video games.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
5 minutes. Just kidding. Maybe just hours a day. Yeah, like 4 hours. I would want to see their screen time.
How much is too much?
More than 3 times a week.
What hobby makes
3 times a week is not bad, I suppose.
Yeah. I guess it depends. I don't know.
I also equate to this, girl. How often are you on TikTok, and how much is your screen time on TikTok and Instagram?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we put that as
I would
the point?
assume, and maybe this is a bad assumption on my part, but if he had phrased the question and be like, well, what if they are like Destiny and they make money off of it and that's their career? That's different, right? But if you're just
Yeah.
some guy all the time or girl all the time that's just sitting on a slump 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, blah, 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 like that's a problem. That there may be a depression issue there. I don't know.
Yes.
But
Gotta
yeah,
deal with it.
it's fine.
Gotta deal with it properly.
They're allowed to have their thing. They don't find it attractive. Okay, so then you as a video game player know not to date those girls.
Yep.
Just like the football team has a list of a roster of girls that they know they can sleep with. There's nothing different here.
Yep.
Who cares?
So- gosh. Okay. We'll end it off with this because I thought this video was, I
Canceled.
mean, if this is real, again, it's the internet. We never know. Learning lesson. Maybe figure out the whole, I do like the idea that where are we stage? What
her
are
face
we?
right now?
Anyways,
face.
so this is the I got caught face.
Single or relationship?
I'm not gonna answer that one.
You wanna get in there?
Yeah.
Are you single or in a relationship?
I'm in a relationship.
Oh, he is drunk.
Oh, that face.
No, we're not.
Y'all aren't together?
What?
That's what she said.
Y'all aren't?
Okay, anyways, let's keep him out.
He is drunk. Is he okay?
This guy's gonna make you Snapchat.
She's also drunk.
Keep going, keep going.
Yeah, you know how it is. Like, you always see these, like, sad ass. You always feel bad for them. Chicks, they say for, like, 6 months we're in a relationship, and then they say on camera they're not. I always feel bad for those guys. It looks like I was one. That's gonna get you some views. That's some real ass shit. You fucking know it, boss. Thank you.
The guy in the background.
Oh
Damn.
my God, I felt bad. I felt bad. I don't know anyone who's been in that specific situation, but if you do get caught in that, ouch. And he was drunk or high. I don't know, but they were not sober.
Definitely, there's a DUI situation there. But hey, you know what?
At least you
it
learned.
came out. Poor guy. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, yeah. I feel bad.
That man needs a burger. Yeah.
And the fact that he knew that this is something that happens all the time. It's like
He was so specific about it too. 6 months, and then all of a sudden on camera, we're not in a relationship. Shit.
So awkward. But anyways, we have one more super chat here. Christopher Peak for 1 month says, "I love Costco hot dogs. And they're
Who
so
doesn't?
cheap too. So cheap. Get the hot dog drink combo for like $2. It's the best."
Now I'm hungry.
Sorry.
Do I order food?
Make yourself a sandwich. I don't know.
I would, but we're out of deli meat.
Dang it.
'Cause I make too many sandwiches.
Too many. That's
So many
that's a shame.
sandwiches.
But yes, Tugs. What's coming up for you?
Saturday is Crimson. Hold on. I gotta look at my schedule.
Crimson Throne at 11 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m. Yeah, it's 11 a.m.
Central.
Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. On Saturday, my 2-year anniversary is coming up on the 15th on Sunday, so you guys probably won't see me that day. And then Tuesday, I think we are doing Diablo? Question.
Yes. I want to. I have every intention to.
She
No
hates me, it's
babies will be born on that day. I promise you.
Well,
That I'm
some
aware
babies.
of. That I'm
None of
aware
our babies will be born on that day.
None of our babies. If someone out in the front of the street all of a sudden keels down after birth a baby, they'll probably be the only reason I will say, a baby's being born. But
Yeah. Yeah. I know I want food now too. I think I'm like, do I want to take the truck and go get food? Good luck, Hertz. Keep us updated. Look at Eric says she's lying. Yeah, she is lying.
me,
All right. Yeah.
I'm
I
not
think-
lying about like a baby birthing. I didn't know. So the plan with our family was we were supposed to go out for breakfast Monday morning. And I got a message from my family saying, "Oh, it's canceled." And I'm like, "Huh? Pourquoi? Why?" And well, my suspicions were correct. So, and hey, like I said, this is the first family birth on like my side. And so I wanted to do whatever I could to help support them. And I really just wanted to see the baby.
Yeah, more than anything, she wanted to kidnap the kid.
Yeah. I mean, there's some of my DNA in this child. I had nothing to do with the creation of it, but I would take care of her if need be. If anything happened to the parents, I'm sure there's a lot of other people that would say the same thing, but I would take care of her. So,
I'm not saying something's going to.
so what's up, fam? Get in this car where the brakes are. No, I'm kidding.
Right? Oh no! Oh no! This is all
I'm kidding. I
jokes.
would
This is
never
all
do that.
jokes. It's not gonna. It's not
I would
gonna
never do
happen.
that. I love my
Well,
brother too
we would
much.
never do that. Oh my god! Darth Hammer says, "Just make your own X-ray, your own. Just
But
make
like,
your own."
Lord,
Yeah.
I have to do no work in that sense. Like, do you not understand? I looked at my sister-in-law's feet, and all I could think was, "Oh my god, they're so swollen."
Oh gosh, yeah, and
Moving
especially
around
like I thought about that living in Texas, like in the summer. In the summer, my fingers have been getting swollen anyway because the humidity. I was like, if I get
Yeah.
pregnant during the summer, I'm gonna hate life.
Mm-hmm. This is actually so true. Single guy cooking, it's such a girl thing. I didn't visit my bro's
It is a
baby
girl
for
thing.
6
You know what also is interesting? It's very much a girl thing because if you have ever seen a man who happens to get dragged into it for newborn baby visits, they hold newborn babies like they're fragile. They're like, I don't, they're so uncomfortable.
What do I do?
I'm
To be
gonna break
fair,
it.
though,
Please don't break
like
it.
if you never held a baby or like just interacted, you don't know what to do. You hear about how soft and fragile they are and things about their necks, and you're like, what do I do? But I will say there's something that like my brother and I talked about, and I thought this was so sweet. So Harley, y'all know my dog that passed away. She always tends to favor one shoulder when you sit her on like your chest. Like if you put her on her right, she'll automatically go to the left.
Aww.
The baby does the same thing. And I was just like, oh, you have to call her Harley now. I don't think they will, but I just thought it was cute. I'm like, the spirit of Harley lives on.
Yes, dropping a baby is bad, but my point is that the women are like, oh, I mean, this just goes to show the difference between genders. Is men are like, oh God, do I have to? It's so little. What do I do with my hands? Oh geez, you guys are so nervous. Just as a whole, you guys get so nervous with the teeny tiny babies, which you should be. And meanwhile, us women are like,
it's so cute. And I mean, like, I've held so many babies, like with my job, and I'm just not used to holding a 9-pound baby that's fresh out of
9 pounds.
Yeah. The baby was longer than my arm.
I would have wanted, dude, I'd have been like, cut this thing out of me.
Yeah. And
9 pounds? Absolutely
like
not.
I was born a couple pounds lighter, and we were all around the same like amount. So I wonder if it's on that side of the family, like my sister-in-law side of the family. And yeah, but it was nice holding a big healthy baby versus a small preemie.
Oh my God.
Is my brother 6'5"? No, he's like 6 feet tall. So we're not tall people, not really. Like I'm 5'7", but we were smaller babies than that. So 10 pounds, your poor vagine of the mom they came out of. Wow.
Like a little bit, yeah.
Well, they do call it a bun in the oven for a reason. Okay. Cooking for 9 months or whatever.
Yeah, a bun in the oven. You got your loaf of bread now.
Oh gosh. So anyways, yes. So you have on Saturday Crimson Throne, D&D channel, Geeks and Gamers. Anything else you want to promote? When are you going to do your computer build?
Oh my gosh, I gotta get the Elgato. I gotta order the Elgato from Amazon. And once that comes in, and then I need to figure out, for those of you on my Discord that want to be there, please like pop in, like a weekend would be better, a weekday would be better. Because I know y'all were like, we want to be there. Don't do it without us because it's a bimbo build and we're gonna laugh at you. I know so many of you want to be there. So people were like, are you gonna wear a low cut top too? And I was like, well, I mean, this is as good as it gets, guys. My boobs are not as big as X-ray girls, so but yeah, if you're in my Discord, give me a date and I'll work around, or like a best days of the week, and I'll work around that. I'm thinking hopefully soon, maybe next weekend. I don't know. You guys tell me. So
I was gonna say you're blessed at the other department though, so there you go.
I'll just bend over. It's fine.
Tomorrow I have Thursday. I'm gaming with Kara at 7. I don't know. Sometime in the evening.
I invited Kara to join us for Diablo as well.
Oh, yes. We talked about it last week, but I got flamazzled. So 7 p.m. Thank you, Kara. And during the day, what am I going to do? I finished playing Space Marines, the campaign. So maybe I'll do some Space Marines during the day. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll just edit. I don't know. But yeah, sub to our channels. Links in the description.
Please sub. I'm so close to 1,000 on YouTube. I'm at 936.
And we're trying to get you to monetization.
We'll get there. We'll get there, but I am close. So if you have anybody that might like my content, my professional gaming skills, please let me know.
Don't you dare bring that into the no. I will bring the wigs out again. And I'll do a poll. All right. Thank you guys. Love you. Hope you have a good night. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.